Hey guys, what's up? It's K Tech Hit. One more video, final update, my regular update videos. Hope you're fine. It's summer here in Greece, extremely hot. Was just returned from a small weekend, small vacation, and yeah, I got as always much stuff to share with you, and hopefully you will find something interesting in the next videos that I'm gonna show you. First of all, these exotic gatefold Japanese mambo compilations. Yeah, I like Latin music, and I have lots of records. I found this a couple of months ago in not exactly a record store, but something like a record store in Greece. It was not very expensive, it was priced very reasonable for what it is. It's a double LP. I don't know the value of this record because I can't really find it on Discogs, but I don't care. Mambos are fine with me, not that I'm gonna sit down and listen, the whole thing, 2 records of mambos. It's a little bit too much for me, but for DJing, for sure you can find some killer mambo tunes on here. Really like the Japanese pressings. It's so exotic. That's the basic reason that I bought this. In the same store I found these cheapos. It was like €1 per item. It will not be very exotic for you guys in the US, but it's not very common to find in Greece and in Europe that cheap used original records of Frank Sinatra out on Capitol. Original for €1, why not? Same goes from that Capitol release by Nat King Cole, just one of those things. Yeah, I didn't play them yet, not sure that I'm gonna play them either, but for €1 original pressing, I'm not, leaving it there. So, let's continue with some serious and killer stuff, because as I told you, I think that I've got a lot. I will start from Junkie NL recommendation, one of his last videos. Man, this is a killer of the record. This is amazing, fantastic, really. If you don't know it, this thing was released last year, 2015, and it's one of the best albums of the year for sure. Maybe my favorite one from 2015. I like it more than Kamasi Washington or all the jazz titles. This is not exactly jazz. Well, it is, but it's combination of Thai funk, jazz funk, indie flavored. I have to play you this. The band is called Kruagbin or something like that. This is the second pressing on black vinyl, because the first one was on white vinyl. And you have to be fast also for this second pressing, because it's going to be expensive. The LP is called The Universe Smiles Upon You, and guys, this is some killer, seriously good new release, last year's release, but it's still a new release. And yeah, I'm gonna give you a small taste. It's chilly, it's jazzy. Not that all the EP is the same thing, but I'm gonna play you more needle drops because it's a killer of a record, really. And you can also find some indie tracks here. like this one with vocals. Guys, check this album out. It's highly recommended. One of the best records, well, maybe my favorite record of 2015. And thank you so much, my friend Zanki and El, for showing this. I missed it. My friend, but he's working in the record store and he's also working in a radio station. They knew the band, they played them here, but this thing went away without me getting noticed about it. Now, 3 months ago I subscribed to Vinyl Me Please. It's kind of pricey to be a subscriber in Europe. 30 something dollars per month, yeah, per record or per month. And yeah, I just did it to see what is going on, and in one hand I was happy with it, but on the other hand it was kind of pricey and it's not worth to, you know, risk to get some records that you really don't like. And this was the last record that they sent me, the last record before my subscription was over, and it's killer. Really. I don't know if this is the best ever Vinyl Me Please release. First time released on vinyl, I think. And yeah, Wells Fargo. It's African kind of rocky funk. The pressing here was very good. Really like the gatefold. The color of the vinyl is great. I mean, you can understand that this is something special even from looking on it. You had some inner lines, booklet information with lots of pages, and you also have a colored vinyl, very nice looking colored vinyl actually. Look at the colors here. It's a great record. And musically I didn't expect something on this, but when I hear it, man, it was great. It was great. I'm not a big fan of this style, but this record was a killer one.
Watch out! Big storm is coming. There's thunder and lightning. You better hold on.
And one more needle drop.
Starting inside, waiting outside.
And when I was about to cancel my subscription on Vinyl Me Please, not because I didn't like the service, but you know, if one record is bad, then it doesn't make sense to be a subscriber in Europe. But the next one, the next release on Vinyl Me Please is the new album from the band Bad But Not Good, which is a jazz album actually, and it's a great one. I would buy the LP anyway. But I will receive it from Vinyl Me Please, so I didn't cancel my subscription, and I will be a subscriber for 3 more months. So any of you guys subscribe to Vinyl Me Please, and are you happy, especially you guys from Europe? I'm curious to hear your opinions. So far so good. I received 3 records from them, and I'm really happy with the 2 of them. One, it's not really my cup of tea. But anyway, I also received this one in the mail. It was very cheap in Discogs, so I immediately grabbed it. Basically for DJing purposes. All of the Mojo Club records are good. Of course, you can be choosy and pick your favorite ones. This was a compilation with well-known songs. Yeah, I mean, most of the Mojo compilations, Mojo Club, if you seeing them in front of you, reasonably priced, just grab them, and it's a good mix and match of jazz and more dance floor style, dance floor jazz, danceable jazz, or bossa nova, Brazilian, whatever. Yeah, I'm not gonna drop you this because it's a big story. It's a big thing to do, double LP, and lots of different songs and styles on this one. But it's a good compilation. Also, I picked up this, which I'm gonna needle drop you this thing for sure. It's from a Brazilian artist called So Jorg. I picked up his first album, not because the second one is not good. I know some people of the VC owns them. The yellow one that he's sitting with a guitar on his back. It's a good album, but this got a couple of great covers that I couldn't leave them behind. And I picked them up. First of all, he's got a deep voice, a deep, heavy voice, and he covered "Everybody Loves the Sunshine" from Roy Ayers, and I'm not gonna say that it's better than the original because I really love Roy Ayers, and especially the song is great. But listen to it and tell me if it's not better. Okay, but it's still a great cover.
My life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Sunshine, sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine.
It's a good album overall, not fantastic. They got its best and best moments. Some tracks are really great, some others are but as an overall it's a good record.
De roupinha velha, viveu
It's Brazilian.
de chapéu de praia e de pé no
So if you
chão.
like Brazilian music,
Roupinha velha, viveu pra João.
you like what you're hearing,
Chapéu de praia e de pé no chão. O pobre velho vivia só.
don't hesitate to check this guy out. Also check out his newer LP, that is great. Now, a record that I found in my own record shop. It was accidentally placed, well, some customer placed it in the krautrock section, and to be honest, it was one of the first records that I ordered from my shop, and I didn't remember it, and I wasn't sure what this thing was, but it was in the krautrock section. That's bad. And the guy picked this record up and he went to the listening spot. He tried to play it and on loudspeakers, not on with his headphones. And I hear the record and I said, "Come on, man! Hopefully this customer will not buy the record." And finally he did not buy it. And then I immediately grabbed the record and took it with me home. And I'm so glad that I do, because this is one of my favorite records of all time. When it comes to psych funk, it's Bermuda psych funk with psychedelic flavors and Latin touches and delayed horns and stuff like that. I really have to needle drop you this. You can still find the reissue, well, some versions of the reissue in cheap price, and I'm sure that lots of you gonna pull the trigger if you listen to this thing. Highly recommended record. I not used of spinning my new LPs 3 or 4 times, but I think that I played this thing even more times than 4 times, maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7, but listen and you will understand. Originals are extremely expensive, but I'm really happy with the reissue, really. And it's absolutely killer, no filler. All the tracks are great here. Well, you get the idea. A killer of a record, spacing out by the invaders. trying to show you highlights of the things that I'm picking up. Not that I don't have other things that are good, but I'm buying so many records lately. And I also did this weekend. I was shopping online like crazy and bought some Japanese jazz pressings and stuff like that. That we will have the time to share them with you in my next videos. Now, one more killer record, but with a bit of a bad pressing. I was not very satisfied with the sound, but if you don't know this thing was released on 2012. It's a compilation, Tommy Stewart Disco Love Affair. Great 70s chill, boogie, disco-ish in some parts. I'm just gonna play you, a couple of songs. If the quality of the pressing and the sound was better on this double LP, then I would say that it would be one of my favorite records that I bought the last years, for sure, in the top 10. But the sound quality didn't... It's not good, but it's still a great record.
If you wanna be happy,
Jazz funk. Junkie and you will like this, for sure. And it's a double LP. Up tempo in some parts, but not all the songs are like that. There are also some chillness, and it's a great compilation. Highly recommended. Compilation of those guys, actually. It's not a VA compilation. 17 minutes already. Good. Let's try to be fast. I also bought this. It's not an original, but it's not the newest reissue. I know that this thing will be reissued, and I think that older pressings are cheaper than the price of the reissue, which is generally a silly thing that I don't understand. And this is my first Azimuth record, really. And yeah, it's a great one. It's a good one. It's not that I like all the songs, but my favorite DL Limerge, or something like that, hope I'm not killing the title, it's on this LP. I'm gonna play you. They are from Brazil, but they are playing mostly jazz funk. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop you this so you can get the idea. This thing is getting reissued this week or next week or something like that. Azimuth, of course, great band. Of course, I have to buy a couple of more records from their discography, but this is a good way to start for me because of this song, which is one of my favorite songs by the band. Now let's continue with an original pressing of a German original pressing, sorry, a UK original pressing, Vertigo pressing by Kraftwerk's Autobahn, which I found it in the record store here in Thessaloniki. Not exactly a record store, it's more like, you know, like a flea market slash record store. It's a strange place actually, that almost nobody is visiting it, but the joys of visiting places like that, dare to discover dirty places. I think I've got another pressing of this, but yeah, reasonably priced, originals, Kraftwerk. I've got all of their albums. Can't leave them behind. Sorry. Now I will continue with something different than the things that I'm showing. There is a label called Music from Memory, which they are doing a great job releasing some synth and electronic, but mostly synth and pop, but not that poppy sounds. And most of the records are going sold out, and now they're doing a great some great represses from older stuff. But this is a very interesting 12-inch songs from Michael Turtle. I'm gonna play you this. This is a nice label that you have to check out if you think that you might like songs and sounds like that. I think this is a 45 RPM, yeah, and I'm gonna play you this song. Excuse me, give me a second to change the... Yeah, we are ready. This is not exactly... well, wrong side. It's still a good song, but this is my favorite. They're doing these silly synthwave tracks. They also release some great kind of ambient and easy listening LPs. The label is called Music from Memory. You need to check out this label. It's highly recommended label with lots of good titles released the last years. Now I will show you a jazz classic, a jazz funk classic actually, not in the best condition in the world, but I think it's an original out on CNT, and it's, you know, a well-known Bob James record. This is number 2, Gatefold, out on CDI. Do I have to say a lot of things about it? No, it's here, it's in my collection. I've got a couple of classics like this one. I will not drop you, just gonna share you that I picked them up. Billy Cobham Spectrum, Massive Attack sample is on here. Check this record out if you don't know the sample that Massive Attack took from Billy Cobham. And yeah, I will show you this actually because I'm trying to show it for many videos, and I'm always don't manage to show it. This is a German hip hop artist actually, Skizen in Blau. Of course it reminds you from Blue Note cover, and he sampled some Blue Note songs, and but it's not hip hop, it's instrumental beats, the way I like it, just the jazzy feeling on top, on the background with the beats. It's a great EP, reasonable priced, of course, reminds you of a Blue Note. It's a very good EP. Really like EPs like that because it gets you in the mood. It's so relaxing, and Schism in Blau. will show you one more record and I will stop the video because it's going to be huge again. And yeah, that record is the new audiophile series that Axis record label started. Axis Records is the record label of the legendary techno producer and DJ Jeff Mills. Now he started an audiophile series, which is not that audiophile, but not bad either. But I mean, it was nothing special, at least for my speakers. But they proudly had an audiophile sticker on top of it, as you can see, audiophile series. This is Kobe Session. Jeff Mills here cooperate with some musicians, and this thing was meant to play it live. Actually, they did some live performances, I think. And I think it's a genre-defying record. Well, probably some artists might also have done this in the past, but as you can see here, Jeff Mills combining techno with jazz. That means that he got a drum machine, you know, a 909 drum machine, and he's playing techno rhythms, hard techno rhythms. But all the other musicians are playing jazz on top of it. I think this is a very interesting combination, and it's a genre-defined music. Hopefully more people will do music like that, because for me it's very interesting. You can hear the drum machine sounds, it's techno. The 909. It's something that even if you don't like techno beats, it will not disturb you. I think it's a very interesting record what Jeff Mills is doing here. There is also a small interview on the first side of the record, and then the other side is pressing is okay. It's pressed on a 180 gram vinyl, but the sound, I don't know, some instruments are very loud and, you know, up from the level of 0. But yeah, thumbs up for doing a record like that. Kobe Session. If you like techno and if you like jazz, or you want to try something in between, this is a good record. Yeah, I will stop here the video. As always, I'm having so many records to show you, but it's almost half an hour, so yeah. Guys, comment below, let me know what you think about the music that I shared. Hope everybody is fine, and yeah, keep on shopping records. We are always doing that. We're shopping records like crazy and spending lots of money. Thank you for staying with me for half an hour. Cheers.